And I literally stood on the side of the ramp and went, "My name's Olivia, I can do this trick," and then I did it. The scariest trick I have ever attempted is a front flip. I don't really have much of a background in gymnastics. I did it a tiny bit as a kid and a little bit of trampolining, but I, for some reason, got the urge a few years back to learn to front flip, and it was a little bit crazy. I managed to find a couple of resi ramps to build up on, and I was able to land it to my feet, but then I kept bouncing to my knees, and then I found high-level roller derby, and I decided that I couldn't risk the falls. I was starting to damage my knees, so unfortunately I've put that one on the back burner for now. Basically, overall, anything that requires a forwards landing, I am not super comfortable with. I love anything that lands backwards, so you can get me to rotate, and if I'm skating a spine, I will fakie air it, I will I'll do a 180 so that I land backwards, and I'll even half cab or full cab that same spine. But if you try to get me to just air forwards, it takes so much mental build up for me to try it. And it's, you know, kind of the most basics. So when I'm struggling mentally to overcome a trick, I firstly have to decide within myself whether I personally really want to do it. There are a lot of incredible tricks out there that I love watching other skaters do, and they might appeal to me in the sense that I think they're awesome, but I have to decide whether it's a skill set that I personally want to be able to lock down and whether I enjoy it. When I'm trying something, it's natural for there to be a fear that sits higher than the thrill, but as I start to try and master the skills that get me up there, if that fear doesn't start to match the thrill and or hopefully be overcome by it, then that's typically when I decide that it's not a skill set that's in my wheelhouse. So rail slides, for example, I've learned them and I have never learned to love them, so I've kind of dropped them off the back burner. Maybe I'll come back to them, maybe I won't. Flips got to that point for me where I wasn't enjoying the process of learning them, so I've put them on the back burner. One of the things that I've learnt to do recently is to try and embody someone that does the skill really well. So when I was learning to fakie air over the spine, Olivia Wardlow, Miss O, was doing it, and she was just like popping them off like nobody's business, which, to be fair, I mean, she's like 12 and an incredible skater and an incredible gymnast, and she's just fearless. So because I was struggling with internal fear, I then decided to become a fearless 12-year-old who was fizzed up on orange pop. And I literally stood on the side of the ramp and went, "My name's Olivia, I can do this trick," and then I did it. And then I had to, for that next remainder of that session, I had to keep telling myself that I was Olivia. And it took about 4 or 5 tries to do it as Trample. So, you know, you can always pretend to be someone that you think is great if you're struggling.